Maestro, again, American premiere is going to lead off this concert. How wonderful it is that we're having these world premieres start our 75th concert season with a world premiere. This one by Robert Rodriguez, Fanfarria, Son-Risa, or About a Laugh.
Yeah, and it's written by Rodriguez, who has had a long history with the San Antonio Symphony, writing a lot of pieces for our orchestra. So it's wonderful occasion to welcome him back, commission a piece by him that captures the Latin flavors of this wonderful city. And I think you will enjoy that particularly because as I said, it captures our Latin heritage here, and it's a wonderful homage to this side of San Antonio. And Rodriguez is a fantastic composer, and we're very lucky to have him back here.
Well, so too, since we're still in the Strauss Festival, and how important that is going to be for this concert and the next, but it's now mixed with Maurice Ravel's well-known works, particularly the Piano Concerto for the left hand, but then with Strauss's Burlesque, I guess for piano and orchestra.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have a pianist performing two works during that concert.
Yeah, but he could rest his right hand during the first part. So. Yeah, the left-hand concerto, interesting, you know, there's Wittgenstein, this pianist who lost his right arm during World War I and then commissioned all these pieces to famous composers. By the way, also to Richard Strauss, who wrote a concerto for the left hand as well, called a Paragon for left-hand pianist and orchestra. But we chose the Burlesque, which is, I think, the most brilliant piece that Strauss has written for the piano. All these pieces are linked to one theme in this program, and that's the waltz.
Going to get to that in a minute, yeah.
And the waltz is the main theme that even goes across the left-hand concerto, or the Burlesque is a big waltz, and all other pieces in the program.
But then you have two Ravel waltz compositions that follow, the Waltz Noblesse and the Waltz, which everyone who has seen a ballet probably has seen that ballet with the La Valse.
La Valse is probably one of, with the Bolero, one of Ravel's most brilliant and most played pieces, and total showcase for the orchestra. I'd like to combine it with Les Valses Nobles et Sentimentales, which are more reflective than La Valse, written before, but it's like it makes that whole La Valse, which is a shorter piece, 14 minutes, combined makes it into a big waltz sequence, I think, and I'd like to perform it in one go, as if these waltzes all belong together and they culminate in this complete, I mean, it's actually the destruction of the walls, what happens at the end. It's such a turmoil, very much influenced by World War I and the trouble of World War I and the building up to the troubles of World War II. During that period, it was written right in between, so the connection, you know, see also to the left-hand concerto. The starter of this program is the first waltz sequence of the Rosenkavalier. Again, we know the waltz, the Rosenkavalier suite very well, but this is a different piece that he wrote much later in his life, because Max Reiter suggested it to him that he needs to write a sequence about the first act waltzes. He wrote one for the third act waltzes, and now we have this thanks to Max Reiter. Again, a big homage to the founder of the
Symphony. Well, the big question I have for you then is, we know about Ravel and his association and meeting Gershwin, but tell me about these two contemporaries of each other, Ravel and Strauss. How well did they know each other?
I think there is a mutual respect, but there is not the connection that is so immediate as it was with Gershwin, and probably even you won't find them on the programs together so much. I think that these composers, though they went into so different directions, they have a lot in common by expanding and creating a new palette of sound in the orchestra that we haven't heard before. Both very different from each other. The sound pictures they create are very different. They sometimes go in a similar direction, and I think they would both benefit from each other. I always say to the orchestra, you know, sometimes you have to play, even in Salome, you have to play like RAVEL. And everybody understands what that means, this lightness of color. And sometimes in Ravel, you need the gutsiness of Strauss, especially in La Valse at the end. So
the frenzy.
Yeah, the frenzy. I think they have more in common. And here they are linked really and married basically through the theme of waltz.
Yeah, well, a very interesting program that links both Ravel and Strauss to be on January the 30th and 31st. Here at the HEB Performance Hall at the Tobin. Maestro, thank you so much.
You.
Looking forward to it.